Hi guys and good morning. So today we are going to talk about planting azolla in containers. So you most probably want to grow azolla for your livestock, but you do not have a place to use or to dig a pod. So today we are going to try different types of containers, and then we shall see what is going to happen in different modes of fertilizing the azolla. It is very cold, so I'm guessing it is going to take a little bit longer, given that it is cold and azolla likes a warm environment for it to thrive better and to grow vigorously. So we are going to take at least a month for this video to complete. Now today I have made a setup. As you can see, we have our containers there, from the orange one to the smallest, and then the materials that we are going to use. So one of the things that we have here is the manure, the cow waste, and it is properly decomposed. This is a 2 kg kasuku, and this one we are going to put in that orange container. This is also manure. I have put it inside of this bag. I'm also going to put that in a bag. So the size of, or the amount of manure that you're going to be putting in your containers is going to depend on the size of the container. As you can see, in our biggest container, which is now the orange one there, I'm going to put 2 kgs of manure. Kasuku, this kasuku, 2 kgs. This is enough for that. And if it is going to be too much, I'm just going to reduce the amount of manure. Okay? So the smaller or the bigger the container, the bigger the manure. The smaller the container, the smaller the manure. Because if you over fertilize, it tends to grow algae, which is going to disturb your azolla from growing healthy, and it is not a good idea. Now the next thing that we have is this. This is called black earth or humic acid. So this is from Osho Chemicals, but it is an organic fertilizer. The importance of this, it is helping the azolla to absorb the nutrients much faster. So we are going to try this in different mediums. We are going to use it with hydrogen peroxide, with cow dung manure, with TSP, which is a phosphate fertilizer. Okay? Then I have my TSP here. So this TSP, it is a phosphorus-based fertilizer. A phosphorus-based fertilizer means there is more of phosphorus than of nitrogen, calcium, and other nutrients. So azolla requires more of phosphate fertilizer because it produces nitrogen. So it doesn't require as much nitrogen as it does with the phosphate fertilizer. So that is why we have it here. Now, so those are the materials that we are going to be using. So all my containers are currently empty, as you can see, but I have just added water. So there's only water. Now what we are going to be adding is, here I'm going to put cow dung and humic acid. Here cow dung and TSP. This is the phosphate fertilizer. Here I'm just going to put phosphate fertilizer alone. This we are going to put humic acid, cow dung, phosphate fertilizer, and hydrogen peroxide. This one we are going to put humic acid alone. There I'm going to put organic fertilizer that I have prepared from home, from Tithonia, Stinging Nettle, and Comfrey. And in our last option we are going to put TSP and humic acid. In our huge orange container, we are going to put our cow dung here because it's big enough to fit in there. So that's a 2 kg kasuku, and then you tie it on top, just like we have done on the rest of them, and then we add it there. Now the best thing for using this kind of a sack, it's going to let the nutrients from the cow dung to come out from this side without dirtying up the container. So let's put this. We are now going to put each and every container that needs the cow dung. So our second container is that one, and our third container is here, this one, like that. If it still doesn't sink, put in a stone so that it will be heavier than the water. But as you can see, the water is starting to change color into the, the color of the manure. You see? That's now the benefit of using that, and we will not have to put up with that. Our azolla is going to be clean on top. So the same thing as this, you can even leave it like that. The only part that is not going to grow azolla is going to be this part, but because we don't want this, we are going to put in stones. Yeah, a heavy stone, a clean heavy stone, to make it drop down. Now I had measured 100 grams for the humic acid and the TSP, but I'm thinking I don't need all of this. So instead I'm going to use 25 grams for 5 liters of water for each, and then that's what I'm going to be using, because even that 5 liters, I'm not going to use all of it. That 5 liters is going to be enough for all the containers. Yeah, so 10 liters for both. So we first of all put in the water. Then we now measure 25 grams of this. It's calling it 0 grams. Why? When I put more, it's saying 50. Does it start at 50? Can't it measure below 50? See, it's saying 50. So I'm going to divide this by half, call it 25. Yeah, so that goes there. We have the humic acid. So my scale is measuring 50, and I'm just deciding by the eyes at 25. So that's 25. See how that is turning black? Can you even see it? I made Koroga Festival. Voila. All black. Let me clean my hand here because I don't want to compromise anything. You know? So this is how the TSP is looking like. So I'm going to just shake it like that. So this is our TSP and this is our humic acid. 25 grams of humic acid, 5 liters of water. 25 grams of phosphate fertilizer, 5 liters of water. So now that is what we are going to use for our containers down there. And then this was 100 grams of. So as you can see, I have removed majority of the manure. This is like the 2 kg I had for this just one. Now, I've also added the stones. You see now we don't have the thing popping up. The same thing going on here and the same thing going on here. Now our azolla has enough room to float on the water. The next thing is now to add the rest of the materials. So like I said before, azolla does not require a lot of nutrients, so we're going to use the smallest nutrients we can find. So for the humic acid and the TSPs, I'm going to add with this cup. So for the one that requires humic acid alone, I'm going to add a full cup for the orange container because it's quite huge. So I'll do 1 cup there. This does not require, this we don't need. This we need a cup, half a cup. Half a cup. humic acid alone, so that we are going to do half a cup because it's not a huge container. Here we need humic acid here. Yes, do we? Yes, 1 cup, and then here half a cup. So that's our humic acid, and then now we are going to add our TSP. Here we need TSP. We do the same, half a cup. Do we need TSP here? Yes. I'm going to do a full cup here because it's just TSP alone. And then we need TSP for the one with cow dung. That we are going to do a full cup. And then we don't need any more TSP. So you see why I was saying you shouldn't add too much. I've just added the amounts I needed, and I've not even gone halfway or even quarter way of what I have added, but I have other things in the garden that I can use the fertilizer for. Anyway, so the next thing is to now introduce our azolla. So let's go for the azolla from the main pod. So this is the main pod. We have our azolla here, and as you can see, there is a pipe inside. Usually we add water to reduce the amount of nitrogen inside. So what we are going to do now, we're just going to use this. So this is the thing that you require for you to harvest azolla, because it has these holes that are going to let you sieve out water, and then you're left with your azolla inside the container. So this is what we shall use to do the to harvest the azolla for the containers. To do that, just fetch it. We don't require a lot. Actually, this is too much. This is too much. But basically, that is how you harvest your azolla. So this is what we shall go and use in our containers. See? It's looking beautiful, green and very cute. So what I have used on the pod is just the water and cow dung manure. So let's go ahead and plant our azolla. So that is how our final look of the azolla is. And as you can see, there is enough room for the azolla to grow. So that is how basically you should be planting your azolla. If you plant your azolla and then whatever surface you're planting in has filled up, just know you have planted a bit too much. You should leave enough room for the azolla to grow. So that is the first day or the first few minutes of our azolla in the containers, as we have put in together in the different mediums. Then we shall see how this is going to grow from now henceforth. These I've actually put in just the nini. I'll add the organic manure later on. So that's the first day. See, there is enough room for the azolla to grow. Azolla grows by multiplication. There's enough room for the azolla to grow. See, this is TSP. I'm actually looking forward to see how this is going to happen, because usually azolla does not require a lot of nitrogen, because it has a lot of nitrogen in itself, so it is going to release nitrogen here. But let's see what will happen in this container. So this we have cow dung and the TSP. Let's see whatever shall happen. Cow dung, humic acid, no TSP. Let's see what shall happen. So when you plant your azolla and you find them flipping like this, just know this one is definitely going to dry. Please zoom. So this one is going to dry because the roots are looking upward. It's supposed to be looking like that. You see, now the roots are looking downwards. So when you're planting your azolla, also make sure that you have them looking downwards. So basically that's how our planting process has been. Let's wait now to see how the azolla is going to behave. If you find some drying, then that's okay, as long as it doesn't all dry. When it is halfway dry, then that is alarming. But let's give it time. Yeah, let's give them time. Day 1. This friend here with TSP, I'm looking forward to see how you will behave. So see you in the next few days as we see how this performance is going to be like.